Dr. Gaga Chatterjee has a PhD from Harvard. He works in an Indian government institution in Calcutta as a researcher. He's an academic. His columns appear in the newspapers of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal. He is a member of Promote Linguistic Equality. He'll be sharing his opinions and his ideas about linguistic equality and the Chennai Declaration. Let's give a warm welcome to Professor Gaga Chatterjee.
For inviting me to this very exciting gathering. And I come from the land of Bengal, where we too have shed blood. Not once, not twice, but thrice at least documented. First we had shed blood in 1948-49 in what was then Bihar, to get part of the Bengali homeland, Bengali linguistic homeland, which had been included within Bihar. That was number one. Number two, in 1952, the Bengalis, us Bengalis, had shed blood in Dhaka when Pakistan tried to impose Urdu on us. And we know how that Urdu imposition ended up. Everybody should take lessons from that. The third time happened in Silchar, again a part of the Bengali homeland, which was included in Lower Assam. Even now the rights are not there, but there were 9 martyrs in the Silchar area. So we too know the value of martyrs' blood. And these are our martyrs too, by the way. Because we are connected by the ideology that we will not surrender our dignity in the face of imperialism. We refuse to do so. So that is how we are connected. It's the same way colonized people at one point used to be connected against the British Empire. You know? Again, that solidarity, people used to understand what was going on. People used to feel the same kind of emotions, similar kind of emotions. So even if Bengal did not have a single martyr, let's say, we would have still felt that. It is not necessary to have a martyr, but at the same time the question is to actually feel for it. Anyways, Deepak Pawar was talking about gods and languages. Of course, gods are everywhere. But I am a Shakto, which means a worshipper of goddess Shakti. And in that idea of Shakto religion, of course, gods and goddesses are everywhere, but there are special places of gods and goddesses. So in the linguistic sacrifice for language and the divinity and the divine quality that lies in the sacrifice for language, Tamil Nadu is a very special place. For all of us in the subcontinent, hence it is like a pilgrimage to come to Tamil Nadu in the 50th year of the commemoration of the killing of martyrs by imperialists. We are extremely indebted to you, because when the tanks of the imperialists were trying to mow down linguistic rights all over the Indian Union with full speed, you were the speed breaker. But your speed breaker quality has become weak, and we have become vulnerable once more. So there is no complacency here. Ever since 1990, in the globalization era, we are having a renewed assault on our languages, on our rights, on our linguistic rights, on our human rights, under the garb of market uniformity, under the mark of all kinds of uniformity. And we have to realize that this time it's a much stronger enemy, because now they have many more collaborators from among us than they had back then. Now there are many more collaborators from our own ranks than they had back then. We have to remember this. Because their interests, again Deepak talked about this stratospheric class. Among us, collaborators are trying to get to the stratospheric class. And that stratospheric class does not look to the ground, does not look to the brothers or sisters around them. They look to Delhi. So if people are looking to Delhi, we have to eject them and replace them with our own people who will look to the land and look to the people. Because one Bengali poet had said, বড় কেউ হয় না বড়র মতো দেখায় কাছে গিয়ে দেখবে দেখবে কত ছোট. I'll translate. Nobody is big, they only appear so. Go very close, you will see how small they are. So it's extremely important to distinguish between a tiger, a paper tiger, and finally a cat which has been pumped into a tiger by public funds. You know what I am talking about. In 1951, Z.A. Fizo, leader of the Naga people, had actually said something which I think we should remember at this point. He had said, you are numerous in number, we are smaller in number. And we would have possibly given up our identity if it had been any least benefit to humanity. But our obliteration, our culture, our struggle, all that we have preserved and developed for generations will actually get destroyed, and mark the words, without least benefit to humanity. We cannot accept that. We cannot accept that. There is no greater common good which does not include our own good. There is no such greater common good. If we look at West Bengal today, West Bengal happens to be one of the two states of the Indian Union where you can still graduate from high school without studying Hindi. One of the only tourism type. We do not want to remain cuisines and dress styles in Delhi's handloom emporium and restaurants. We are cultures that are not domestic dogs. We are cultures which have not lost its teeth. We are people who can bite back when we are bitten. We must actually tell that. It's also a question of jobs. It's also a question of jobs. Starting from IAS to Group D level staff, central government jobs, which are paid for by your and my money, are hardly available to people who do not know English or Hindi. It is available to people who know only Hindi. It is not available to people who know only Tamil. Are Tamil people second class in the Indian Union? Are Bengali people second class in the Indian Union? Are all non-Hindi people second class in the Indian Union? Having said that, we must also remember that within what is called the Hindi heartland, there are oppressed linguistic nationalities. And they are our allies. The Bhojpuri people who have been completely co-opted and their rights have been denied by Hindi, they are our allies. The Awadhi people, our allies. The Rajasthani people who are now asking for 8th schedule status are our allies, are our brothers. And all the Hindi-speaking people who believe in equality are our allies. All of them. It's important that we use what is freedom for? Freedom is nothing short of the freedom to decide your own destiny. There is no other freedom. Freedom is not dictated freedom. Freedom is not what boss tells you. Freedom is what you tell yourself. Okay? Freedom is a set of conditions which gives the full development of our intellectual, cultural, linguistic, economic, and political choices. It is all of that is freedom. And I have faith that we can evolve an Indian Union where there can be this kind of freedom. Because for long, we have been defrauded. There has been a huge fraud has been done to us in the name of unity in diversity. We do not want your unity in diversity. Diversity is a reality. It doesn't need to be underlined. We want unity with dignity. Dignity and rights are a precondition to unity. You cannot treat me second class and then use my numbers for your Security Council and your UN official language. And I also want to say that today we are united in that resolve that we will not surrender our rights to any sort of imperialism, be it English imperialism, be it Hindi imperialism, be it any kind of imperialism, be it the kind of imperialism of Bengali language over Gurkhas in West Bengal. None of that are marks of humanity, are marks of civilization. In any civilized people, domination of one linguistic group over other, preference of one linguistic group over another, or promotion of one linguistic group over another, these are not marks of civilization. These are marks of bestiality. We believe a society of evolved people, and we should act that way. Again, I would like to thank Senthil Nathan and his colleagues for giving me this opportunity. I bring solidarity from like-minded people in Bengal. And I again say that this pilgrimage, I will take the boons out of this pilgrimage from this place so that I can share it with my fellow country people in Bengal. So that again we can be united in the dream of a diverse, federal, democratic Indian Union. Thank you.